And we are back with part two. If you haven't seen part one, it will be linked. Uh, it will be linked in the description. I will have a playlist of this because I love to yap. And the last time I did this, it's only been what, 30 minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes, and the recording was an hour. So this is part two, second claim. Let's see what we got.
Now, let's get into it.
My next surrounding claim is that Trump prioritizes the wealthy while he leaves you behind.
Facts. And look at this man. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He is so fucking ready.
My next surrounding claim is that Trump prioritizes the wealthy while he leaves you behind.
Bro, he is fucking ready. He's like, my trust fund has something else to say about that one. I'm gonna guess the pink guy got it right. Yep. See, he was ready.
Wow.
He heard that shit, and he was like, "You motherfucker."
Nice to meet you, I'm JP.
Good to see you, JP.
Let's get right into it.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I think that
okay.
I can see your claim. I want to hear you argue it a little more if you want.
I mean, the main argument is that look at all the things that Trump promised. He promised that he would make us not pay taxes. He promised us that we would have gas prices, national average, less than $2 a gallon. And he promised that he would cut our energy bills in half within a year. It's a year. We don't have any of that. Our energy bills are up 11%. Meanwhile, we see the wealth.
See, look at her. Look at her in the fucking background shaking her head and shit.
We don't have any of that. Our energy bills are up 11%. Meanwhile,
literally shaking her head like, no, he didn't. That didn't happen. No, like fuck you, dude. Like I said, the only guy I liked was the second guy. That he's the only like tolerable one. All the other guys are like, hold on. Everyone else is like, especially her. I think the first guy, the YouTuber, and her is probably like the worst out of everybody. Maybe I'll do like a tier list. No, I'm kidding. I won't do a tier list. Him, her, and the YouTuber guy. If you didn't see in the previous video, he was in the previous video. Like they're like top 3 worst motherfuckers on this shit so far. Like the whole fucking smug attitude, like no, and like being smug, loud, and wrong is a crazy combination.
we see the wealthiest 1% of Americans getting about $1 trillion worth of tax cuts with a big rip-off bill. I would say that's very clear that he's more focused on the wealthiest people in our country.
I think that the argument that I would make, and I think it's a structural one, is that we've got, for the last 30 years, globalism has dulled our strategic thinking. And if we want real change, it's not gonna happen, not in a year. It's gonna be a strong break, and that's just beginning.
But he said it
what we've seen, and I think that's just part of the issue with a lot of Democrats, is a hyper fixation on consumers, on the products. But what we've lost is labor, and I think you, as a Democrat, should understand this.
I didn't know that it was a bad thing to be concerned about prices.
Under Joe Biden,
I didn't know that
had
was a bad thing.
Okay, I'm already not liking this kid, dude. We have less labor now. Like we're concerned about the price, but we have less labor. So how did we get to the point where we have less labor? How did we get there? How did we get there? I need to know. How did we get there? Anyway, let me read this. Annual CPB enforcement actions increased by an average of more than 200% between President Trump's first term and President Biden's administration. 200% is diabolical work. Diabolical.
To 60% increase the border crossings, the illegal immigrant population. You can fact check me on this, Jubilee, but I think it almost doubled. It's like 10 million.
Damn, he is heated. This man is fucking heated. Fact check me, Jubilee. All right, let's check that. CPB data shows roughly 10.8 million encounters nationwide in the first 4 fiscal years correlated to Joe Biden's presidency. The statistic includes when U.S. Border Patrol takes a non-citizen into custody, asylum seekers, when someone tries to enter at a port of entry but doesn't meet entry requirements. So, are you taking asylum seekers and saying they're under the illegal immigrant shit?
people came into this country. That affects working class Americans. Democrats don't care about this policy. The reality is that Democrats will be, oh, tariffs are a tax on.
And when people were turned away under COVID-19 era Title 42 expulsions. Oh, so we just want to include everybody to make the number bigger. Got you. You know what? Even though you're doing it for the wrong reasons, shout outs for the Republicans for being inclusive.
Consumers. But what do you say about the workers in America that have lost their jobs? Millions and millions of jobs that have left this country. If you think this is going to change,
Why don't you tell that to the corporations? Why did the jobs get lost and we lose them to overseas?
in a year, then you're wrong. We need policy that's brave and courageous, and that's what we're seeing
This
with
man's
Trump.
face. Right?
First off, the unemployment rate is higher since Trump has taken office. So
The unemployment rate has not
I don't
changed
really
much.
know. I don't really know what you're talking
This
about.
last quarter, we had a 4%
I think that we
increase.
should. I think that we should stay
Inflation
focused on the
inflation
fact
increased
that
much more
I
than
did
the last
not
years of the
know
Biden
that
administration.
it was controversial.
When
to
Trump
be
got elected the first time
mad
and the
about
economy
prices.
went up,
We're talking about
you
prices
guys said,
anymore.
oh, it's because he's benefiting from the Obama economy. But now that it's the first year and the economy is starting to lift up, you guys
Starting
don't say
to
the same
lift
thing.
up?
You guys don't say the
Isn't
same thing.
inflation going up? What are you talking about?
Do you remember Joe Biden's presidency? What do you think happened?
Wait, no, look,
No. This is hey. I was making a joke earlier. No, this is actually straight up a hedge fund kid, bro. Straight up a hedge fund kid. I see no other reason why it's not the case.
let's
When the
take a step
government
back.
expands, and continues to spend, lets millions of illegal immigrants
This
in
isn't going to go
and does
anywhere if you're just
nothing.
going to give a monologue.
If you want to lower inflation and at the same time bring back jobs, you need to do two things.
I don't think your
And it's
friends think you're doing very
domestic deregulation, while at the same time fighting the externalization of labor. We've left our country kill itself, and we don't want to do that no longer. If it's going to take some discomfort, I welcome it, and I think many Americans welcome it. What we're not going to do, and what the Trump administration is not going to do, that Democrats did, is ignore the American people. Yes, popular sentiment right now, they're not comfortable with the economy.
Okay.
But they have not been
Raise your
comfortable with the
flags.
economy in
Raise
the
your
last
flags.
30
Raise
years.
Because you've been
flags.
talking for a solid 3.5 minutes.
Do you think the economy has worked under Biden or under Obama?
Here's what we were talking about. I'm going to remind you about the prompt. The idea in front of us is that it was not me that put these expectations on Donald Trump. Trump said it himself. He said that he would cut our energy bills in half by a year. He said that he could just go walk into the Oval Office
It's
and get it
beginning.
done. And what's happened
we're
for people in this
exporting,
country,
we're exporting
their
more
energy
LNG now than
bills
ever
are
before.
going up
It's
left
beginning.
and
It's
right.
beginning.
I promise you, if Obama and Biden said the same exact thing Trump said, and it didn't happen in a year, I know for a fucking fact we would hear nothing but he promised it. What happened? What happened? I thought the thing was changed. Why didn't he do it yet? But when it's Trump though and it hadn't happened, well, you got to look at these numbers and these numbers. No. If the man himself said it to you that yes, I'm going to walk up in there. We're just gonna do it, and he doesn't do it. He lied. He lied. Now, if he had said my plan is to have it this amount lower in a year, even if he lies about it and like does nothing and it increases, at the very least he said this is what he plans on doing, or hey, this is why in debates and just talking to people in general, this is why wording is important, guys. For all those at home, this is why wording is important, because when shit, and this can happen to me too. I probably said some shit where I worded it wrong or I thought of it in a different way, but the way I worded it made no sense. That's fine. But call motherfuckers out on this. Look, I'm pretty sure I'm registered under as a Democrat, but I've voted Republican a couple times before. Right? We can still be critical about our own party, guys. You can still be critical about your own party. There might be people. I wasn't a fan of Kamala Harris, but like I can say that I can critique somebody and not be like so attached to them to the point of like a parasocial relationship type of thing. Like these guys are like parasocial relationship for Trump, bro. I don't understand it.
11%
Energy
up
policy
is
is
a lot
becoming
different
saner.
than 50% down like what he originally promised.
Why don't you like
Trump's
about our,
not delivering.
Why don't you like about our current energy policy?
Why
What
is it that you cannot
the
stay
Democrats are the ones
focused
that
on the topic in
constrained
front of us?
energy. The Democrats are the ones that constrained
Pause.
drill, baby, drill.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thank God.
That's fine.
He didn't even get to speak, but yeah, let's shake hands on it. Huh?
I like you guys' energy, I will say that.
Girl, first of all, you fucking cheated. Girl, you fucking cheated. Also, wait, why is this motherfucker? Hey, wait, why are you trying to come back up here? Fuck you, dude.
Oh,
You're back.
she's quick.
Hello.
The first trash panda? No. Okay. We'll see, we'll see.
Just kind of want to piggyback off some of the things I feel like my last friend was trying to get to. So, and you said Trump set the expectation for himself. And so what I feel like a lot of people do on the left is they hear Trump and they hear it through the lens of, I already hate him, I already want him to fail. So
But y'all do the same shit. I don't understand.
already you're coming at it from a very counterproductive perspective. The way, because I've watched every Trump rally because I had to.
Really?
Absolutely, because I used to hate him. But what I found out was
Wait, I'm sorry, you had to? You used to hate him. What was the change? I need to know what the change was, girl.
the reasons why I hated him was because of how things were cut up and presented to me for so many years. So I had to take it upon myself to go back. I had a lot of time in COVID to go back, watch every rally. A lot of it was hilarious, but it really gave me.
Hey, you know what? Say what you will about that. At the very least, if she did, like we could sit here and probably say she did it, but let's just say, right? I'm just gonna take her word for it. At least she went back and like try to look at it through a different lens. Now she might have used the wrong lens to look at it, but at least she looked through a different lens.
Me a full better understanding of, oh, he was really saying this, right? So because I used to be on the left, absolutely. How I see
So wait, are we doing interpretations or what he said exactly? This once again, that's why wording is important.
we're going to do it within a year is the policies are going to activate. We're going to have clear policies and we're going to make moves within the first year. Now, if you're being honest with yourself and you're being genuine, good things take time. Change takes time. We're not going to fix everything that fell apart in 1 year. We're not going to see the results by December. To me, that it would just be disingenuous to say that you believe that anybody could do that, especially since of how we've suffered post-COVID. The globe suffered post-COVID. We have a lot to fix. So what I saw was him saying, hey, we're going to do these things, policy, we're going to have the strategy, the things set in place within the first year. Hence all the manufacturing deals. We have absolutely, NVIDIA, we have so much money coming into this country to build plants. All that's going to take time. And all of that's going to help the working class. Because let me tell you something.
It's one thing to say like, hey, this is going to take time. And that I agree to that. I'm not going to sit here and say like, it's not going to take time. But when you say it takes time, and you're making it worse, at that point, time is not on your side. Things have to be like just done at that point, right? It'd be one thing if like you're taking the time to do it and it was like slightly better, but wasn't where you said it was gonna be. That's fair enough because at least you're making the progress. But you're making it actively worse and saying no. Let me triple down.
I'm also still the working class. I'm college educated. I know they said Maga wasn't college educated or black, but I am. And let me tell you, but I'm also still working class. I also still drive Uber, drive Lyft. I clean a yoga studio. And let me tell you, like, usually those jobs go to, and no offense, but a lot of illegal immigrants to be.
Let me step in. So first off, I acknowledge that you work hard, right? That is a lot of work, and I want to salute you for that. But the reality is that a lot of people in this country listen to Trump rallies, and they heard him say specific things, and that's what informed him that's what informed them to go and make the decision to vote for him. The reality is that when you make promises, you're going to be graded on whether or not you keep them. And the reality is that he promised that he would cut our energy bills in half. That has not happened. It hasn't even remotely.
Have you seen on Twitter all the people thanking Trump about the gas prices? They're not low here in the Democratic state.
Hold up.
Yeah.
The energy.
Girl, if gas prices were lowered, I would not be spending nearly $4 fucking. Or sorry, I would not be spending over $4 on gas. At this point, if it was actually going to have, I'd be spending $2 per gallon. Just because it happens in one state doesn't mean it's happening everywhere else. And she's probably from California. So you probably know better than everyone else. Your shit hasn't gone down. I don't think gas prices have really even gone down, like, at least consistently in, like, the longest fucking time. I can't remember off the top of my head how long ago it was since gas was like nearly $3 in Cali, if it ever even happened.
Energy bills are up 11%. That is a fact.
But
the
where?
national average for gasoline in this country is literally almost the exact same as what it was a year ago.
I know, but
it's about 5 cents less.
But even if you compare it by state, I feel like a lot of Democratic ran states are suffering.
It's an average.
Okay, but that
How's an
includes
average
all the
calculated?
Democratic states.
How's an average
with
calculated?
huge populations.
How's an average calculated?
You calculate everybody together and then you divide it.
So were Democratic states included in the average last year?
Absolutely.
So
you divide it.
Who is this fucking Discord mod going?
So were Democratic states included in the average last year?
Absolutely.
So they are
Absolutely.
included this year.
Okay.
So why are you mentioning this is some new phenomenon?
Okay, what I'm saying
Blue states
is,
were in there last year as they are this year.
So you're
and this year, gas prices are, if you compare it between this week and
They're
this
lower.
week last year,
No, but
it's
they're
only
lower than
5
last
cents
year.
lower.
But they're
and it
lower
was
than
Trump-
last.
Let's go by the whole argument of like, oh, the blue states are going up, that's why the average is high. Because that's essentially what it sounds like she's going to go with if she goes by his like average sake, right? Are you sure about that? Because I have a feeling that a lot of red states had their gas prices also go up too.
said
Here.
promise that he would have
But they
these
were
gas
lower.
prices.
But the
less than
prices are
$2
lower
a
than
gallon.
last year, dude. There are so many people thanking Trump right now
5
on
cents.
TikTok. Just look for it. I know you don't want to look for it and you don't want to
5
see the
cents.
truth, but just look for it. It's so many people taking pictures of the gas prices in
5
Texas
cents.
and Louisiana, going, "Dang, I ain't seen gas. It's $1.19." I done
it's
seen
not
that so
happening.
many times on.
She said Louisiana. Isn't Louisiana a blue state? Oh, girl. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but isn't Louisiana a blue state? So would it? Because she was saying it was all the Democratic states, and if a blue state is like taking a picture of gas prices saying that this shit's going down, I don't know, bro.
That
TikTok,
doesn't
bro.
happen.
I promise to goodness, all you got to do is go look for it, baby.
You
Because
can
it's
look
out
at the
there.
average.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You can look
You
at the
trying to do
average.
numbers, but I'm telling you, real people.
Because
I'm a
facts,
real person sitting
because
in front
facts
of you.
are over feelings. That's how
This
things
isn't
work.
feelings, it's reality.
Facts don't care about
It's
feelings.
reality.
That's
This
how
is
it
not a
goes.
feeling. It's reality.
And the reality is that the national average for gas is literally only 5 cents lower than what it was a year ago. And Trump
Oh,
said,
so it's lower. So it got it lower.
Trump said that
And
he was
it's
gonna
gonna
have
keep-
it less than
and
$2
it's
a
gonna-
gallon.
It's going to keep dropping.
is that lower than
but
$2
it's
a gallon?
lower. There's progress.
So you're going
And
to celebrate 5 cents?
Yeah, I'm going to celebrate anything that's lower. Yes, and it's going to keep going. I'm not in my ego, bro.
Says who?
You're coming at this in your ego.
In my
I'm
ego
coming-
because I'm looking at the facts?
No, I'm coming at this as an American who wants to see everybody prosper and succeed.
So
Period.
here's what's not prospering in this country. The fact that people are seeing real wage growth in this country literally half of what it was last year. The people in this country that are literally
Are you
watching.
talking about unemployment?
What?
Are you talking about unemployment?
Do you know what real wage growth is?
Absolutely.
What is it?
But I'm saying, okay, wage growth as in how much we're making as Americans. Like if the money we take home is growing. That's what you mean.
Inflation,
Yeah.
growth.
Right,
How they make that determination.
right.
And if you look at that number,
Right.
with everything together,
Yes.
it's half of what it was last year.
Okay. But I'm saying there are so many different factors that contribute to that.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors that contribute to that growth, and it's still halved.
Wages are up.
Absolutely.
People cannot afford to live.
But literally, this was last year. This has been happening since the
you
pandemic.
had a president
This
that
has been
ran
happening
for office
since the
saying
pandemic.
that all he had to do was to get in office and he would
And now
fix
you're
every
coming back.
problem
Okay,
in
so
America.
it's-
And the reality is
Now you're
that
coming
hasn't
back
happened.
to. Now you're coming back to. We want the magic wand.
You
have to be
guys
practical.
ran on having a magic wand.
You guys, I didn't run nothing. Like, what are you talking about? You're
I
literally
thought that's
you're
what we
coming,
were talking about.
Like literally, there's no
Pause.
magic wand.
Voted out by the majority. Please take your seat. Thank you.
That white boy was already up before the one happened. Look at this man. Look at this man, dude. He's like holy crazy work.
Sorry, guys.
Hi, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Sorry, guys. Type shit.
See ya.
I just wanted to piggyback on something that was said before about like the average of gas prices. So I know about this pretty well. So I'm from Washington State, and we had something called the Climate Commitment Act done by our Democrat-run state, which actually raised our gas prices since last year. So when you talk about the average only going down that much, it has gone down in a lot of other places in the country, but it's actually gone up in several blue states. So that's probably why you're seeing the average not go down by as much. So a lot of blue states live in insulated bubbles where they're not even getting the effects of some of the benefits of Trump's policies like deregulation for energy.
Did blue states have gas taxes last year?
No, it was a new, what we had is the CCA was introduced from 2022. The people tried to repeal it through an initiative.
I gotta say this real quick. Understandable about the whole, like, it doesn't go down if, like, some places are going up. But this man was talking about not like state to state. He was saying federal. Like, federally, like, gas prices are going to be down by $2. Federally. So that means every single state. There's no one excluded from that. And if it's only gone down by 5 cents.
We gathered almost 2.4 million signatures,
That's what I asked,
it was declined by the...
Did blue states have gas taxes last year?
I can speak to my blue state. Yeah, it was a new gas tax that we tried to repeal.
Blue states, as in California, Washington, other places, have had gas taxes for a long time, and they literally were in the national average last year, and they're in it this year. If you look at states like Texas, for example, that's a state that does not have this particular act that you're mentioning. Gas prices might be lower by 10 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, something to that degree. The reality is that Trump promised nationally that he was going to bring the national average of gas less than $2 a gallon. That has not happened. But here's what he has delivered on.
I mean, here's what
here's what he has delivered on. Trillions of dollars, $3.4 trillion worth of tax cuts, $1 trillion of which flowed to the wealthiest 1% of Americans. He can keep promises to his rich donor friends, but he can't keep promises to people like you.
I'm more
and
concerned
to me,
with...
I think that's the reason why Republicans are struggling across this country.
I don't really care if the rich are getting richer as long as the middle class and lower class are also taken care of. I don't believe in this whole idea that it's...
Wait. And aren't these the same people that say we need a smaller government? I don't care if they're getting richer, just as long as we're also doing good. No, motherfucker. They should do worse so we can do better. That's the only way. If in America, I don't remember the exact numbers. I think it was like 30%. 30% of the wealth is to 1% of Americans. I don't see that being a good thing. Keep in mind, 1%, like, that's basically saying one person, if you take 10 people, one of those people takes up 30% of wealth. Imagine that. So among 9 people, you have to separate 70%. Like I said, I'm probably not that accurate in those numbers, right? But just imagine that shit. Hell, even if it's only 10, like at worst, like 10%. If one person took up 10%, that leaves the other 90 to 9 people. But we're talking some shit like 30%. So 7%. So basically, you can't even, like, each person out of the 9 people can't have 10%. They have less than that. I don't fucking get it.
It's a zero-sum game, and that in order for the poor to do better, the rich have to do worse.
Is that what I said?
No, but that's kind of what you're implying, because we weren't even talking about...
That's not what I said.
We're talking about what affects people like me, right?
Well,
so gas prices affect people like me.
Well, what affects people like you is that Trump has not delivered on his whole promise of just wiping a pen on a piece of paper and then lowering people's gas prices.
But
what he has not
ran
delivered,
for office because you know that's not how it works, right?
What he has not delivered on is the fact that literally people have their energy bills that are going up left and right. Inflation is going up. Food prices are going up.
And in my Democrat-run state, they voted to increase energy prices
across this country.
Right.
The reality is that you guys ran on an agenda. You ran on an agenda of lowering people's prices, and you did not.
Okay.
You didn't do that.
Oh, we didn't do that across the board. Okay.
No,
now,
you didn't.
Well,
That's
when
what
you
a
look at-
national average is.
Sure, I understand that, but you're completely ignoring the factors that come into play in those individual states. In my state, just like they voted to raise the gas.
Which once again, that's fine. That's fine and all about like the whole state to state and shit. That's fine. But he talked about federal in a year, like federal. So it didn't matter what the states did if it's federal. Sure, we got states like my state and your state have like our gas taxes and shit. But if he says federally, he's gonna say like, even if you guys tax gas like that, I'm still gonna lower the shit. And they didn't do that. So like, what the fuck?
Tax for the gas you fill up in your car. They also voted to increase the gas for your natural gas that you use to heat your home. That affected small businesses. That affected immigrant small businesses more than anybody. You're not listening, actually, because
I'm not
you're
talking
as
about
soon as I
gas
tell you
prices in
something
one
that
state,
actually affects the
because it's
average
irrelevant.
and middle. It's irrelevant. The middle class is irrelevant.
I never said that.
Well,
here's
I'm,
what I said.
I'm trying to talk about what
Because
affects
here-
the middle class, and you're talking about billionaires
Because
and
here's,
tax breaks.
because here's what I said.
Okay.
What I said was that the national average is comprising of all 50 states.
Sure, I get what an
different
average is.
states have different policies. And the reality is that some of these states that you're mentioning literally had gas taxes last year as well. They were also included in the average that Trump was lambasting, saying that it was so high and that he was going to get into office and completely change that. He
You
said
realize
that.
states have
So
state
the
rights, so
reality,
Trump just can't
so
come
the
into a state
Well,
and
that was
say,
his
like-
promise.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Oh my God, he's saying
Maybe he should have thought about promising something that he couldn't deliver on.
Okay, sure. Every politician should think about that. What
So then
politician
that's
has
what we're
delivered on
talking
everything
about.
that they've done?
That's the
realistically.
point. So the point is,
You're harping on this one thing and avoiding the actual thing that states are being
Y'all do the same
mismanaged
shit.
by Democrat-run states, from the governor down to the Senate to Congress and mayors. I just won an election up in Snohomish County in Washington. Shout out, Aaron. And we won, one of the only Republicans to win in our state. And we did that by communicating to the people and actually figuring out what they want and being an open book and not being this insulated, we know better than everybody and we're gonna try to, manipulate your life into what we want it to be. That's not how it
Follicular in the
works.
what were some of
background.
the things that you guys
Yeah.
promised?
True.
What we promised to actually, we didn't make any promises to any sort of like donors or builders or anything like
What
that.
did you say that you would do in office?
That we would listen to the people and that we would.
What does that mean?
Well, the biggest complaint
You know what I need? I need the stat checker to come back, bro.
about people was permitting. Permitting takes too long, and people were complaining about housing, that too much multifamily housing was being built. Well, guess what? If you make permitting so long and arduous, builders only want to build multifamily because if it's going to take years for the permit to go through, they're not going to get their money back unless they make this building a multifamily thing.
Right. So if you were to be in office and you didn't deliver on that,
Sure.
what would you think?
I would want to be held responsible for that, and I criticize Trump for that. I'm not
You
here a
think that people
sycophant.
should be held accountable if
Yeah.
they don't deliver on what they're
100%.
supposed
That's
to
what we
do.
have elections for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the point is the whole reason why we're having this conversation is because you guys, the Republicans, have not delivered on what they said that they would deliver. Food prices are up. Energy bills are up. Everything is up.
Yeah, the energy bills and gas prices are up in my state because of Democrats.
Because the point is that
Like, that's just facts.
We're talking about national averages.
This is rhetoric.
See, he was agreeing with them, but then saying, but see, also the Democrats. Okay, that's cool, and if that's true, hey, fair enough. Like Democrats in your state are doing that, but we're talking about a singular man who not only can, but has gone behind people's backs or gone over other people, like, when he, especially like in his first term when he always did like all these executive orders and shit, to where that could have been if not alleviated, at least have fought against, and things are still going up. So even if your state raised the shit up by fucking up to $10, right? You would have wanted him to, he said he's gonna lower it, and it doesn't lower. Oh, well, it's still the Democrats' fault because they raised it. Okay, but he has the power to lower it. Then he didn't.
This actually means so little because
it
doesn't
means
actually get
so
into
little
the
to
weeds
that
of what
person that
happens.
goes to the grocery store and realizes that they can't afford anything.
No.
It means so little. To
It
the
means
person
so
that's
little
losing
to the
their jobs
person
left and right.
It means so little to the
little-
person who's seeing $2 gas in other parts of the country and they're paying $5.25 a gallon. That's who it means a lot to. Okay.
What are you saying?
It means a lot to the people that are single moms needing to like go take their
So
kids
what
to
state,
doctor's
what state are you referring to that's paying $2 and something a gallon?
God, what, like Oklahoma, Tennessee? I saw in Arizona I paid $2.80.
In Arizona, okay, if you look at the state average for Arizona, it's about maybe 10%, maybe a little bit lower, but it's not. But we don't even know that.
But I don't get,
but
you're
we
like
don't even know
complaining
that.
it did lower, but just not as much as you wanted it to lower.
Because that's
And
what
then
you.
I'm like,
Because that's
I
what,
don't get what your point
because
is.
that was your promise.
I don't get what your point
That's
is.
what you promised.
Okay.
You promised that you were going to have these prices less than $2 a gallon nationally,
Well, Trump
and that did not happen.
I look a little different than Trump. I did not say those things.
Well, Trump still made these promises.
He did, sure.
And he didn't deliver it.
Okay.
And that's the thing. Once again, he made the promise that, like, for me in Cali, if his promise did go through, I'd be paying $2. And probably a bunch of other people in other states who like lowered it to $2. If he lowered it by $2, they'd be basically getting gas for free. They'd be getting gas for free, essentially. Let's keep it so fucking real. And it's not happening. So even if your state increased it by $2, if he decreases by $2, it's just going to be the same. So like this whole state shit wouldn't have even mattered.
There we go. That's the argument. The only promises that seem to be kept are for those that are well connected in this country. Because it makes no sense to me that we got the tax exemptions.
If someone else breaks your promise for you, is that still your fault?
What?
If you promise something to somebody and say there's a middleman, like, I don't know, a state government, and then that middleman completely takes away what you promised to somebody else, is that still your fault, or is that the fault of the person who actually has control in that area?
Why don't you explain to me
Horrible
what this
analogy.
Washington particular thing is? That you,
It's the CCA, it's the Climate Commitment Act.
what is that?
So it's essentially it's a carbon tax, and Jay Inslee, the last governor of the state, promised that it would only increase gas prices by pennies. That's what he literally said. He said pennies. We're talking about pennies. On average, it increased between 50 to 70 cents per gallon. I'm not, listen,
Pause. You voted out. I'm sorry.
All right.
They didn't want to finish up with Washington because they're like, oh shit. We don't want to give him ammo. That man was fucking ready.
I'll say,
Sorry, Discord moderator, you ain't getting shit.
yeah.
what's up, brother?
Mo Robinson.
Thank you.
Hey, man, I'm going to be honest. Everything you've said up here sounds really disingenuous and one-sided.
Okay,
Where were
here
you
we
when
go.
Joe Biden's inflation raised to 9%? Where were you when Joe Biden's gas prices were $8 and $9? Where were you when the middle class was forced to stay inside and was forced to shut their businesses?
Wait, when was gas prices $8 or $9? Where are you talking about?
And the richer got richer and the poor got poorer. That was the real disparity there. And now you're sitting here complaining 9-10 months into a presidency about how he hasn't done what he's promised. Give the man a break. We just came out of the worst economy that's ever existed.
2.7% was the inflation rate. The night of the presidential election. Is that the worst the economy that you've ever seen?
What do you mean say that again?
On the night of the presidential election, the inflation rate in this country was 2.7%.
So does that just take away the fact that it got to 9% in 2021 and 2022?
First off-
What's your point?
First off, I'm not here to defend everything under Joe Biden.
No,
but what I am,
that's what
but
I'm
what
saying,
I,
it's
but what I am here, but what
disingenuous.
I am here to say is that when inflation was high, that was a result of the pandemic, and he brought that down to 2.7%. So you
In the
inherited,
last year.
you inherited an economy
3
where
years was
inflation
absolutely
substantially lower, and as a result, you guys ran a cold campaign saying that you were going to reduce it lower than the 2.7%. That did not happen.
But it's happening. In fact,
Is it? Is inflation going down?
well, actually, what's crazy is the
inflation going
Fed,
down?
The Fed chair, Jerome Powell, just said that we've taken in more
Is
money.
inflation?
Hold on. Here's the thing. And once again, like, things take time, but when y'all always expect something to always happen immediately, and like I said, both sides are like this too. When y'all expect something to happen immediately, and you want to give your side the grace of, hey, it takes time, then give the other side the grace too. Because if you don't, makes you a hypocrite, makes you a sycophant.
Going down?
Let me finish my comment. Has said that Jerome Powell said that the tariffs have brought in so much money
Is inflation
that we're
going
actually
down?
in a surplus. It will.
Inflation is going down?
It's
Does
not-
anybody think that their grocery prices are going down in America?
Actually, chicken did just go down. Why? Because Trump thought that they were
and
gouging
beef prices are near all
I love how the chick, she was like, fuck, damn, you're right.
time highs.
So okay.
So
you're-
we can play this
so you're
game of
picking and
one.
choosing.
That's
So
why you
what
got to
I'm
look at an
asking is,
average. That's how that
you
works.
ran for Congress, but you didn't speak out when Joe Biden destroyed this country, and now you're here 9 months into a presidency. Oh no! come on, man.
Because
This
inflation
all
was
seems disingenuous.
2.7%. What are you talking about?
It seems totally disingenuous. Chicken went from
They're up.
$3.40 to $10, and you said nothing. And that's
Inflation is
ridiculous.
up.
And now you're complaining that Donald Trump can't magically flip the switch.
He made the promise. Don't make promises you can't keep.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying is disingenuous. You haven't even waited a year yet.
He said that he was going to do this quickly. He said on day one he was going to start lowering
Democrats and
prices.
Republicans, we realize things take time.
You made the promise and said that it was going to happen in less than a year.
Everybody makes promises, my man. Let's be
Oh, okay.
No, you're not. Again, this is why I think you're disingenuous.
I can't, bro.
You're laughing at me. Did you win your Congress?
Brother, we're talking
you ran for
about the
Congress?
fact that inflation.
No. I'm saying maybe you didn't win because you're disingenuous.
Election. And now we have inflation that's going up.
Okay.
I don't see
So
what
gas prices nationally are beneath $3 a gallon, lower than they've been in years. And you're sitting here and
5
picking and
cents
choosing.
lower.
Again, you're complaining that it's 5
You know
cents
what it was
lower.
this time last
And
year?
going back to my man's point right here, Gavin Newsom also introduced a new tax this year that raised prices again. So when you have Democrats that are counterintuitive to the success of this nation, they're destroying it, not Republicans. Every single judge that sued Donald Trump.
Why have we not seen similar increases or decreases, for example, in Texas? Texas hasn't seen
Texas just got under $3, I think. People are talking about it right now.
It was less than $3 last year, the state average.
The state average is less than...
We're back with the fact checks. The price of gas in Texas averaged $2.74 a gallon in 2025, according to U.S. Energy Info Administration data. The agency listed prices slightly lower in the first few weeks of January 2026, averaging $2.35. Okay, I mean, it went down a little bit. Not by a whole lot, but it went down by a little bit.
$3 last year. Would love to
$3.
see the Jubilee fact check on that. But,
And I will be correct.
okay, I hope
Texas.
so. I hope you're right. But the national average is below. It's 5 cents below what it was. We're in a good.
You said it was going to be less than $2. That's what Trump
No,
said.
I didn't say it.
Well, that's what Trump said.
Okay, let's get there. But it's really counterintuitive when you have Newsom, the guy from Washington, adding taxes on top of the gas to keep it high. It's almost like they're doing it on purpose to make sure prices don't come down.
Oh, they're intentionally.
So you get it now. You
They're
get it.
intentionally raising prices?
Absolutely.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Why is this hilarious?
What's hilarious to me is watch anybody think about intentionally raising prices when your central
Are you kidding?
policy is tariffs. Nothing raises prices like tariffs. The argument was that Trump is raising people's prices.
This man trying to like collect his fucking energy. He's like, is he correct in this statement? I don't know. And that's the other crazy part too. It's like, guys, this guy's increasing this thing. This guy's increasing this thing. Your own president is also increasing shit. So what? Like, let's see who could raise things the fastest now? Is that the competition we're going by?
No.
It's a fact. You can say it for whatever reason you want.
Your argument
but
is
he's
that
still
he's not
raising
looking
prices.
out for the middle class. You just changed your argument. He is looking out for the middle class. Hopefully tariffs bring jobs back here.
How would he do
and brings
that?
back manufacturing.
Why is the
Because-
unemployment rate going up? Why is manufacturing activity going down?
Well, let's see. The unemployment's going up because we had to fire a bunch of people that were sitting in government because Joe Biden made government jobs go astronomically out of control. And then he
which ones did you
paid
disagree
them
with?
ridiculous salaries. So that's why you're like, oh, the wages went down. Actually,
is-
wage growth hasn't gone up in 50 years. The median salary in this country hasn't gone up in 50 years. In fact, if it did, minimum wage should have been well over $20 10 years ago.
Will you support raising the minimum wage?
No, I won't.
Okay, pause.
No fucking way. This man had the entire audacity to say, hey, it hasn't gone up in this amount long. Minimum wage should be up like this. All right, so you want to do that? No. You want your... I fucking can't. Anyway, this was part 2. Part 3 for his next claim, because like I said, the video ain't over yet. We're gonna do part 3 in a second. So until then, thanks for people came. Thanks for people didn't. I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all.